Hi there, I'm Rex King, and today we're talking about Paddington in Peru. Paddington in Peru is the third Paddington movie, and this one is directed by Douglas Wilson. I apologize if I mispronounced his first name. And this one sees Paddington, played once again by Ben Whishaw, and the Browns going to Peru to find Aunt Lucy. So, yeah, I love the other two Paddington movies. I thought the first one was fantastic. I couldn't stop laughing during it. And the second one is very close to a masterpiece. So, I had some high expectations for the third movie. Luckily, it didn't really disappoint me. So the third Paddington movie has a lot of good moments and a lot of emotional depth built over with several different character stories. We have Paddington not just trying to find his Aunt Lucy, but also trying to discover some key things that are linked to his past. As we've discovered in this movie, in the opening, so this isn't a spoiler, that Paddington was found by Aunt Lucy. So he was adopted, and he doesn't really know where he's actually was from, and this is kind of part of his journey to discover that, while also looking for the first person who really cared for him, before he met the Browns, obviously, and then it's also kind of about the Browns, and they're each having their own struggles. The father's dealing with the fact that he has a new boss who wants him to be more risk taking, um, and you have the mother who's trying to like have one last family moment with, especially with her daughter who's going off to college. The son doesn't have much of a story as he's apparently just inventing things that he's not selling. That's his story. Um, Honestly, this really helps the movie and hurts the movie. It helps because it gives each the characters time to shine and gives them each a moment in the sun. Whereas the problem is that it does bog down the film as they're trying to make every character shine, but it does at some points feel like they're trying to do too much with a very simple story. Now, as a story, the film does have some moments where you're kind of like rolling your eyes as it's stereotypical, and you kind of know where it's going as soon as the film starts to move along. It doesn't really have any like twists or turns that were surprising to me. That being said, it is executed quite well. There aren't any real pacing issues, and though there are a lot of character stories, like I said, it does work as a film overall, especially with the comedy moments, which are funny for the most part. Now, I love the performances in this film as well. I love a lot of what this film did. I can see a lot of people having some minor issues with the amount of different things this film is trying to throw at you. You also have a subplot with a new character that gets introduced, played by Antonio Banderas. He's a captain of a ship that they have to commandeer to go down the river in the Amazon. And he has his own kind of issues. I love Antonio Banderas, and I think he's great in this film. Uh, but I can definitely see some people not taking to his story all that well and finding him a little bit of a annoying character. Um, but overall, I do think Paddington in Peru is a fun family film. I think there is something here that everyone can get something out of, and as such, it has the wide audience appeal that it needs. Yes, it's not as good as the first Paddington movie. It's definitely not as good as the second Paddington movie. But just because it's the weakest movie in the trilogy doesn't make it bad. In fact, I'm going to say that this film was a lot more fun than I actually was expecting. I mean, yeah, my hopes were really high, and this film did not hit them, but when I watched the trailer, my hopes dropped a bit, and I was really worried that this film was going to lose the voice that the other two Paddington movies had given this film series, and I'm happy to report that it didn't do that. As a result, I'm going to give Paddington in Peru a 6 out of 10. At the end of the day, this is just a good film that the entire family can enjoy, and I definitely recommend it to anyone who's looking for a good family film. Anyway, that's my opinions on Paddington and Peru. What do you think about it? Let me know in the comments below. If you like this video, please like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you next time.